Hello pilots and welcome back to Flight Academy Season 9, brought to you by Out of Art Gaming. As always, my name is Phil and today we have Scum versus Resistance. It's game 15 of the season. We are at the halfway point now. The players after this would have had a chance to have played each other all once, have a bit of an idea what they're coming up against and hopefully how to react in their second games. But this is my first game against Ned for the season, so really looking forward to it. Ned has got a really cool list there with the Resistance. And if you want to see more about the lists, they are linked in the description below. You can also check out our list video, which goes into a breakdown a little bit more about what is being brought to the table for you guys for Season 9. But at the moment, we've got Chewie just taking a bit of a stroll up the top of the board, keeping just out of the way down here, leaving ZZ to do very similar. So very much splitting these two pilots up straight away. Not going to be any focus firing from Ned for the time being. A risky play, possibly, but that A-Wing can be quite tricky. With Heroic, can stick around way more than you anticipate. But there is the opening K-turn from Kavil, possibly telegraphing what's coming next turn, but you know, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But a bit more of a slow roll up from Ketsu. Again, just waiting to see, probably anticipating that ZZ was going to be flying straight forward rather than taking their time there. But we do have a long range 3-shot from Ketsu all the way to ZZ. So many green dice to be rolled there. And that's a hit crit. Oh, not quite good enough for Heroic. One going through, ZZ being tracted there as well. Now, it's a real shame that I don't think Kavil has the option to get a shot there, but looking like debating a reposition of ZZ. Not really any good spots to move ZZ to, but see if you can bait out that rotate. But looking like we are just moving ZZ further back up the board. Might have been worth just leaving ZZ where she was, but gives a little bit more range there. But a very slow start to the game so far, just the one shot. But Chewie is more than likely going to be swinging round in, and I can expect some big fireworks from Ketsu and ZZ in just a moment. So, seismic charge is being dropped from Kavil there. The hope is that that's going to catch Chewie, but it all depends on how fast Chewie is going to come in, and it looks like only the one bank. So that is not going to end up hitting Chewie there. So that could just be clearing some space in the middle of the board. And the capture there from Chewbacca. Kavil just moving away from his seismic charge there. Dorsal turret is in the rear at the moment, which would have been lovely if ZZ had actually just shot forward. Could have got double shots on her, but alas, not to be. And with initiative in my side, there is another capture from Ketsu there. Ooh, this could be dangerous here. ZZ is lined up perfectly for what she wants, grabbing the target lock there into Kavil. I absolutely love ZZ's ability as well. So after... Oh, does that? It does catch Chewie. Okay, that range one is a lot longer than you anticipate. But yeah, ZZ's ability, after she defends or attacks, she can then actually spend a charge to get a focus or evade token, that's going to be quite fun in a moment. But it is going to be Kavil, Ketsu first into... Oh, that's a blank out, but heroic is a thing. Let's see, does it work out here? Oh, and it does. Double evades. That is really unfortunate. I was very much hoping to be able to tractor beam ZZ there to get out of that bullseye. Now I am unfortunately going to be looking to try and survive a double modded rocket shot here. Very scary, very dangerous. Ooh, and that is hit crit, double focus. Ooh, 4 hits and a crit. Unfortunately, no chance to L337 that, as Ned had started re-rolling that before I got a chance to call it. So that is going to be definitely shields down. 1 blank there. Can't see the other one. It's just under the ship. But let's see how many cards go down. Oh, so we did get an evade, so it is 2 shields, a hit, and a crit, and that's a fuel leak to start with. Could have been worse. Could have been a direct hit, but that is unfortunate there. And yes, a trigger we did miss there. The crate should have been dropped for taking that crit. I have actually manually tweaked the point scoring there, so Ned did score 2 there, because in theory I should have dropped that crate. So we both missed that there. Again, on the nights we're doing Flight Academy, not that it's an excuse, we are trying to get as many games in as quickly as possible. I believe on 2 of the nights we actually managed to get 12 games in across 2 tables in 4 hours. So a lot was going on. But yes, so feel free to roast me in the comments. Absolutely should have dropped that crate there. But we are using contraband cybernetics to squeeze that 5k in right over the top of ZZ there. And repairing that fuel leak. We do not like the idea of having to run around with that fuel leak, so that has been repaired now. And ZZ getting some good distance right in the gap between Ketsu and Kavil. Ooh, but we have a rotate from ZZ there, wanting to keep that gun on to Ketsu, and I don't blame Ned there. He's already got a lot of damage through. 1 more, and it is half points. That is very, very close. That's just... Oh, that's just sneaking in range 2 by the look of it. So again, initiative is in my court. So into Ketsu. That's not a bad shot. That's 3. Oh, blank out. That is shields down, and it looks like it's a crit, which is going to be structural damage. That is incredibly unfortunate. And tractoring there, increasing that range against Ketsu to see if we can keep her around longer if possible. But so many mods on ZZ right now does mean it's an obstructed shot from Kavil into ZZ, but 1 less evade dice going into ZZ, so an additional dice there for the dorsal turret. 1 less, hopefully sneak that last point of damage in, but it's just the 1 and plenty of evades there. Didn't even need to spend the token. Half points there though on ZZ, so 2 points apiece so far. And It is a range 3 shot back into Ketsu. 2 hits going through. And unfortunately Chewy was blocking the other green dice there, so it looked like no damage. So ooh, is that going back into Ketsu as well? That's a big hit, that is. That looks like that was going into Ketsu as well, so that is a hit and another crit. Half points on Ketsu, and the crit is disappointingly unknown. I must not have called it out when we were playing, but there is another crit there. Again, oh, fuel leak again. Another fuel leak there. And again, should have dropped that crate, but did not drop it. Absolute amateur hour from myself there. But as it is, we've got 2 ships half pointed already in those early engagements. Chewy now coming in and Kavil getting into the fight, so it's going to be interesting to see how this goes down. That's a big move from Chewy, running into what I can only expect is to try and block Ketsu from getting through there. Zizi in a nice spot to get round and grab that central objective. Is that the play? Let's see. Yep, that does look like the play there from Zizi. So capturing that, so guaranteeing those 2 points a turn there. Reminding Ned that while we forgot that you have to drop it when you're critted, you still can't boost when you've got a crate. Well, it's unusual to see A-Wings or fast interceptors like that actually grabbing the crates. But in this kind of game, you've really got to play those objectives. We've seen the games go, we've seen ships go down, but then it's still be lost because of the objectives. It's so important. You can score so many points in there, especially with the new update where if you hold more than your opponent, you score 2. Like, that is just really powerful. Lovely position there from Kavil. Looks like we could get some double up action into Chewbacca. Or potentially we could still be range 2 up to Zizi there. But there we go. There is the block from Chewy. Chewy basically exactly where Ketsu wanted to be. So absolutely brilliant block there. Now guys, do let us know in the comments, what do you think? How are you feeling about large base ships in Flight Academy? Do you like it? Is it something you want to see more of? We are obviously in the process of thinking about season 10 of Flight Academy, which will probably be coming early next year, but we're already thinking about, right, how can we mix things up a little bit? Do we like big ships? Do we prefer it where it was just small and medium? Let us know what you want to see more of, and we will look to see what we can do about tweaking the rules to get that in there. But that is 2 hits off the bat into Kavil there. And Kavil is going for that range 2 unobstructed into Zizi. He really wants to pop that ship. Hit crit. Heroic. Such a great card, but it pulls off. 1 going through. That is Zizi down. Zizi does drop, so that's going to be 2 more points for me and a ship off the board. That's important. That is very important there, getting Zizi down, especially with Ketsu so close to going down as well. Trying to take that out is just really important. And that is an awful shot from Ketsu. But Notorious trigger on to back on the Ketsu, did put that strain on there. That is going to be, this could be a bad time here for me in the last place, especially when I've got that fuel leak on there. Any of those crits go through, and this could be very painful. Having a bit of a confab about something on there, not entirely sure what. Ooh, just the one hit back into Ketsu. I am okay with that, spending that focus. First round where Ketsu is not taking any additional damage there, I am fully okay with that. This is not a bad position right now to be in. I've got both my ships up and the possibility of tracking down Chewbacca now. But Chewie has got a fair amount of board to play with, and that is the sloop, which is going to open up some really good positioning for him. I'm pretty sure that there was a contraband cybernetics trigger there. But the 3 sloop on a large base ship is so cool. It's just so maneuverable. It's like, obviously I've got the 5k on the Shadowcaster, which is insane to have. But yeah, contraband cybernetics trigger there, grabbing that target lock onto Ketsu. Again, Ketsu's not in a great position, only 4 health left, and with Chewie behind now, could potentially rotate the arc to get some shots out the back. I think that's the debate there, because unfortunately no boost or barrel roll on Ketsu. It would be really nice to have a boost on Ketsu, but not enough points for an engine upgrade, and a native boost on a large base ship is scary. So just waiting on Ketsu's actually. I think I just had to quickly check something on the other table whilst playing, still also trying to help the other tables as well with checking ranges, checking obstructions, etc. Going for the evade with Ketsu, trying to keep Ketsu alive as long as possible. Bit of a shame there, hoping, grabbing the crate there with Kavil, probably hoping that Chewie was going to still be somewhere closer as well, but got the one shot back into Chewie. Range 3. And very disappointing there. Nothing to write home about. These red dice have been quite unfortunate, but there is the notorious trigger. This is what could hurt. Points are very close at the moment. Only 6 to 7 at the moment. But Kavil is only 2 away from being half pointed, is strained from Notorious. Ooh, just the one re-roll there though. Only the one could. Nope, he takes it, but Kavil is still just above half. No crit either. So bringing the scores 8 to 8, it is so close, and we are right at the end of this game. There's just over a minute left, and that means we've only got 1 round. Can Ketsu stay up? Dropping the seismic charge just to see does Chewie get close enough there? I think Chewie might actually, given how far that range 1 was last time, Chewie could still be in range of that. And you kind of don't like doing it, but in this position, essentially want to try and keep Ketsu alive. Normally I wouldn't play like that, but sometimes you really do have to. You want to keep that ship alive, especially this where it is a tournament style format. But that is nicely lined up on that arc there for Kavil. He is going to get that range 1 dorsal turret 4-dice shot into Chewie there. And all just out of range, so no chance to trigger that seismic charge there. But 4 dice going into Chewie. Fingers crossed. Oh, thank God for the lock there, because that was a terrible roll. In the end, it is 4 hits. Can't see what the evade was there, but looks like all 4 going through. Hit, crit onto Chewie. All we know is it's not a direct hit onto Chewbacca there. Again, not called out at the table, so unsure what that actually was. But crate is dropped there. So we did remember that getting a crit drops a crate at some point. We were just very, strain on Kavil, so he is going to be taking all of that, which is half points, but no crit on there. That's another 2 points to Ned, and ending that game off. Ned has no objectives. I do have 2. Probably should only have 1, but it is 2 points. That game is actually going to end up as a draw there, 10 points each. So no victory points for either players, but it does mean that I do sneak a point in for a ship kill there. And we haven't actually looked at it throughout the entire season, but I did promise in the last game that what we would do is we would have a look at the table at the midway points. So currently, after 5 rounds of games, we have at the top of the leaderboard Wes with 13 points. He has 3 wins and 4 kills. Next up, we have Ben, who has 3 wins and 3 kills with 12 points. Coming in third at the moment is Ned. He's managed 2 wins and 4 kills and has 10 points to his name. Now, due to the scheduling, Scott has actually played 2 of his games already. More games already. So he is on 2 wins, 2 kills and 8 points. Next is Benji. He's got 1 win and 3 kills. He might not be getting the wins, but he's getting some good kills there. So he's on 6 points. And for myself, it is 0 wins, but 4 kills and 4 points. And that is the standing so far at the halfway point of this season. Who is going to make it all the way to the top there? Will I get a win? Will I get a win in there? It's very tight within that top 4 at the moment there, so anyone could take this. But guys, that is game 15, the halfway point of season 9. As always, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time.